Greetings, everybody. My name is Noel Alcantara. Today I'll be presenting um on what is calculus. This is for the class 2022 to 2023 Math and Physics. Teacher Mama Evelyn, School I Educational Institute. Let's get into it. What is slope? Slope is the formula used to calculate the steepness of a line. The slope is a part of differential calculus. The x and y coordinates of the line are used to calculate the slope of the line. It is the ratio of the change of the axis to the change of the y-axis to the x-axis. The slope represents the change in x and y. How much do they move? What is their rise over run? So formula is delta y over delta x, y1 minus or y1 minus y or x1 minus x. What the slope is representing? Slope is representing the change in time. Oh, well, the slope is representing the change of v over the change of time, or the change of distance over time, and so on. So the values of the slope at a particular time represents the velocity of the object at an instant. On to the next slide. Area. What is area? Area is an empty space, usually in between the graph line and the x-axis. How is area used? Area is used in integral calculus. Integral calculus is when you use function 2 to get function 1. So instead of using delta y over delta x, you would find the acceleration, then times acceleration to the time to get velocity. To note, acceleration from you, yeah. To note, you get acceleration from velocity, which is delta v or delta v over delta t, which is just like delta y over delta x, just using velocity rather than their displacement. Here are some of my personal examples of finding the slope of certain problems that I created. Okay, the first one to the left, starting from the left, is a differential equation or differential slope finding activity of cooking chicken. So just the different changes in the temperature when you are starting to cook the chicken and then cooling it down, etc. Then my next example would be on skating starting to skate in the skating rink. How fast you are going to go and then how you even out. I chose this example because of my experience in skating. And the last one is the change of money in a bank account over time. So starting off, and this is not based on any bank account that I know of, it's just a random one. And just seeing the change in how much money is in that bank account over time. Differentiation versus integration. What is differentiation? What is integration? Let's first get into what is differentiation. Differentiation is when you take functions 1 and function 2, example, taking the slope of displacement and showing how to get velocity. And the direction of integration is basically the opposite of differentiation, which is the flip side. Integration is when you take function 1 to get function 2 to get function 1. Some math lingo to go along with this is a derivative. A derivative is usually represented in prime or the little like quote in between the f and the x when you have f of x. And it also is represented of df over dx or dy over x. And the derivative is a function. Derivative of a function describes the function's instantaneous rate of change at a certain point. Another common interpretation of derivative gives us the slope of a line's tangent point to the function's graph at that point. The next symbol we'll be talking about is an integral, as you can see on the screen. It is the one in the middle and the one off to the bottom left, and it is an integral in calculus. An integral is a mathematical object that can be interpreted as an area or a generalization of area. Of area. Integrals kind of look like a very long S. Here are my citations. Thank you for listening.